Hi, how's it going? My name is Coach Tom Horan. I'm going to give you a little story on why I want to become a strength conditioning coach. So it all started when I was 14 years old. I started playing football at my high school, and during that time, I was definitely growing up playing a lot of sports, but I never really emphasized a lot on weight training and strength conditioning. So um, that kind of opened my eyes initially to the world of strength conditioning. Um, I remember my freshman year, I was only able to bench 95 pounds. And at the time, I thought that was pretty good, and obviously I was dead wrong. So I wanted to become a better football player, and I realized soon that the role of strength conditioning would be a huge part of my success. So I was very fortunate. My sophomore year, I had an upperclassman that was a junior, kind of took me under his wing and brought me to practice every day. We participated in track in the off season, and most importantly, he kept me accountable by going to the weight room pretty much every single day after school. I didn't go out and hang out with my friends. I didn't go to parties, things like that. I just stayed basically in the weight room. That being said, that really started to develop my passion and love for weight training and speed and agility. And once I saw, my body starting to adapt, it just became even more of an obsession to stay in the gym. So my junior year, I started becoming more of a person of resource. I had plenty of teammates always saying like, "Dang Tom, like you're always in the gym after school," and that was just kind of a mantra I was starting to build about myself. Well, my senior year came, the upperclassman left to go into college, and I kind of or I became what he was to me for my underclassmen. So I started being the person who was recruiting guys to get in the weight room, trying to better themselves, and over time, just seeing their progress and expanding my knowledge on them, I just really started developing a huge passion and love for not just strength conditioning, but showing others what I knew and seeing them benefit from it. So that really started me getting into focusing on strength conditioning. After my senior year, I went from a little guy benching 95 pounds and running a 5.540 to benching approximately 300 pounds, but I was running a 4.740. I was able to go to Christopher Newport University and play football there. However, I only went there for 2 years, and my sophomore year, I was a starter at middle linebacker. During that time, it kind of gave me even more of an open eye on what a collegiate strength conditioning program was and what it offered, way more than just the lifting the weights and the sets and the monotonous of training, but the collaborative teamwork it takes, the camaraderie that was built there. That could really, started focusing my passion and the pursuit of strength conditioning. Now, ultimately, during my supposed junior year, I ran into some financial issues and realized I needed to start working. So I actually became a police officer in 2008. During that time, I still had a huge passion for training. I continued to work out, but also received my personal training certificate through the National Academy of Sports Medicine. And I used that to work part-time as a personal trainer at One Life Fitness, but I was also training members of our SWAT team, our tactical team, our K9 team, as well as members of our command staff. And didn't take long, but a few years into being a police officer and training with the guys, I really started realizing that my passion for training and expanding my knowledge onto others, things I've learned, was starting to outgrow my love for law enforcement. So this was about 2015, so I was in the police department for quite a while at that point, and I was married, had a young daughter, and decided to go back to school and pursue my bachelor's in health and physical education. And it was really tough. I would have to get to work as a police officer at 6 in the morning, full gear, police car, drive around, do what I had to do, and then go back to the precinct, take everything off, go drive to Old Dominion University, and take a couple classes, then come back to work. And it was just constant back and forth. And I did that for 3 years until I completed my bachelor's in health and physical education. So that kind of leads me where I am now. And so my goals of a strength coach, obviously the first and foremost, we want our athletes to be bigger, stronger, faster. I want to have reduced injuries. I want my athletes to be able to recover faster. And if they are injured, I want them to come back even stronger than they were pre-injury. But a lot more than that, me being a PE teacher right now and a football coach, I want to create lifelong successful people. I want to create, fantastic husbands and wives and fathers and mothers. That's, really the true goal of me being a coach or a teacher. And if I can include along the way some benefits of, strength and conditioning, that's a win-win for me. So that's kind of my goal as a strength coach, as well as, creating a high energy environments that give the athletes a sense of wanting to be there. They want to be in the weight room. They want to get the training done. Even if it's 5 in the morning, I want them to want to be there. So with that being said, my dream job, was originally, Power 5, the typical college strength coach, NFL. But as I've gotten older, I'm 33 now. I have a family, have 2 daughters now. One of them is in 3rd grade. So, having to uproot their lives and travel across the country to, pursue my passion of being a college strength coach, might not be as suitable now because, I have a family. So if I couldn't stay local at a college nearby and have security of being there, I would probably stay within the education, try to move up to the high school, finish my master's in strength conditioning, expand my knowledge even more, get higher certificates, and possibly go to a good power high school and be their strength conditioning coach, so I can have the job stability and not a lot of the moving around. So some of my plans to reach those goals, at first I want to become a PE teacher, because I wanted to coach sports and learn how to teach effectively. I got a big quote from Coach Jerry Palmieri, strength coach, formerly of the New York Giants. He said, if you can't teach, you can't coach. And he took the path of being a PE teacher and then getting his master's doing interns. So I kind of followed that same route, or I would like to follow that same route by getting my bachelor's in PE first before anything else. Now, another step for me to reach my goal is obviously completing my master's degree in strength conditioning, doing internships at the collegiate level to gain the experience. I was supposed to have one this past summer, but obviously we had a pandemic globally, so I was unable to do so. So after I graduate, I'm probably going to start applying to local colleges, reaching out local high schools as well, and see if I can become their strength coach. And a coach I aspire to is Georgia Tech's head strength coach for football, Coach Lou, Coach Kerala. He's super high energy. I've had the pleasure of being there for some of his sessions and seeing the way he works. And this guy brings a ton of passion, high energy, and it exudes all of his athletes to rise to that same level and meet the expectations. And more importantly for him, he has very, very high values, high morals. And when I was there, he would conduct sessions, and every time they had a session completed, he would always have a good breakdown, would always give a motivational speech, whether it was about that specific training session that they had, or whether it was about life and just developing as a young man. So that's somebody who I aspire to be. So for this time, this is Coach Tom Horan, and this was why I want to become a strength coach and the story of it. Thank you.